Than 100,000 people are waiting for life-saving organ transplants, and each day 17 people die on that waiting list. But doctors are working on a breakthrough that could save countless lives. Surgeons in New York City transplanted a pig's kidney into the donated body of a brain-dead man in July, and doctors now say it's worked normally for over a month, the longest time a pig kidney has functioned in a person. And now researchers are set to track the genetically modified pig's kidney for a second month in hopes that one day they may help ease the shortage of transplantable organs. Joining us now is the NYU System Director of Organ Donation, Dr. Sommer, who is also a part of the procedure in July. First, doctor, I have to congratulate you on this advancement. It really has the potential to save countless lives. What has this process been like?
Well, thank you very much for having me. And I just want to say that it's not one person. It's been a huge team effort, and it's been great to work with the entire group here. The process has been unbelievably exciting. Every day, we've really been coming in and seeing this kidney function just as a normal human kidney would in a patient. And we look through the labs and we discuss with all of the experts that we have here what exactly we're seeing. And really what we're seeing is function that would be no different if we took a lab test from you or I right now, and that the function of the kidney is working fantastic with really immunosuppression that is on par with what we normally would give to humans.
Oh, this is so encouraging. And obviously, and we'll highlight this again, this isn't the first time a pig's organs have been transplanted, but it does sound like the most promising. Can you discuss the magnitude of this breakthrough?
Sure. So yeah, like you said, this isn't the first time that this has happened. We've done shorter term studies, really looking at this to make sure that there's no immediate rejection that's done by the organ and the human body. And what we've seen now is that longer term, and the second month will be really important to see whether or not this organ continues to not be rejected by the human body and continues to function as it has been. The degree of this is, like you said already, there's hundreds of thousands of people on a waiting list dying every day, and there's more people that are on dialysis, which is really an imperfect solution to kidney disease that really could benefit from this. I mean, this is hundreds of thousands of Americans that we could support with almost an endless supply of organs, especially starting off with the kidney, that hopefully we would see something happening very soon in terms of trying to move this towards further studies.
So to your point, how critical is this towards eventually using animal organs in living patients? We know the FDA is considering allowing small groups of studies on volunteer patients.
Yeah, so this is a really important study because right now we've basically been looking at not only the function of the kidney, but we're also trying to look at things such as zoonotic diseases, which is where certain diseases from animals can go into different species. So what we're seeing is we're monitoring that very closely with all the people that are involved in the care of this patient, as well as the patient themselves, to make sure that there's no infection risk that can happen from this. So this prolonged period of time is really beneficial, not only just for functioning, looking at this, but also for the safety aspect as well.
So we have about a minute left. What are you expecting to see in month 2 of this experiment?
It would be great if it was quiet, but at the same time, sometimes the challenges that we see really actually answer a lot more questions than if everything goes well. So what we were looking to see really in month 2 is as the immune system kind of responds to this kidney for another month on its own after the initial immunosuppression that was given, we really are looking to see what is exactly going to happen in terms of the kidney function. Is this kidney going to be rejected? Is it going to continue to function as well? And those are the things that we're really looking to see, as well as continuing to maintain the safety aspect of it, of this xenotransplantation. Is only going to work if we can prove that there is no infection risk to the recipient of these organs.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.